In 2012, producer Ken Caillat wrote Making Rumours, and this is my Great Western book review of that book, which I read recently on Kindle. If you have any interest in Fleetwood Mac, record production, sound engineering, or the artistic process, this book's a real gem. It has the right amount of personal and technical detail. And in this book, Ken Caillat describes the complete production of Rumours across a full 12-month period. There is technical detail about recording and mixing, but it is expressed in a way that makes it interesting and not too complex. I certainly have a little bit of background in doing those things at home, so I felt that I was comfortable with it. The book is also a fascinating snapshot into California in the 1970s. There are lots of anecdotes about each member of what I call the classic Fleetwood Mac lineup. Lindsey Buckingham doesn't come out too well. More on that in a minute. There are probably better books by Fleetwood Mac, the band, in terms of biography, but there is plenty of insight here. The strengths and weaknesses of each band member are clearly laid out. It's fair, but there are hints of bitterness, particularly about Lindsey Buckingham and also Stevie Nicks. But in Stevie's case, Ken is never completely clear why that bitterness is there. He is a lot clearer about Lindsey Buckingham. He is a man that Ken obviously hugely admires as a musician, but the book has a slow build-up to a sad incident where Lindsey briefly strangles Ken in a fit of temper. And yes, it's a terrible incident, it should never have happened, but it's never repeated. And an apology is forthcoming from Lindsey to Ken. I felt slightly cheated by the build-up to this supposedly big reveal about Lindsey's character. Ken's bitterness continues. He and his colleague Rich are not invited to produce the retrospective live album The Dance in 1997. And his future bitterness about the band is expressed lightly but regularly throughout the book. So make of that what you will. But this book is definitely a must-read for any budding recording artist, engineer or producer, and anybody who wants to know more about the internal dynamics of the classic Fleetwood Mac lineup. You will hear about Lindsey, Stevie, Mick, John and Christine in plenty of detail. Although I've mentioned bitterness, overall it's a warm memoir apart from those undercurrents. If I was doing a 5-star rating, I would rate this book 4 out of 5. I would dock it 1 star. There's a bit too much talk about using illegal drugs and potentially glamorising it all a bit. And then there's a few passages where they go into restaurants and have food fights and, you know, annoying behaviour like that. It comes across as a bit laddish and a bit boorish. I'm a bit tight sometimes and I would very rarely pay over £10 for a Kindle book. I bought this for £12.99 UK sterling. But this book was an honourable exception to that rule. I had read the initial pages of the sample and I just wanted to read on. So it's a great insight into what I would call the absolutely complete production of a mega album, from the initial recording sessions to the mastering of the vinyl. So well done, Ken. It's a good read. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and if you have any thoughts on this book or on Fleetwood Mac's Rumours, please comment below, and I hope to be able to get back to you. Thanks for watching.